Hi, everyone. We are in season 10 of Drink It In the podcast. This season, I've been interviewing what I call the dynamic duos. It is couples that either do Instagram together, work together. So, besides just living their married life, everything they do together. And today, I have the honor and privilege to be talking and learning about, alongside my audience, with Maayan and Ashush. They are the Jewish Nomads. And I am so thrilled to get to know them. First, before I even get into like how they met, I first have to understand where they're both from. Because I see, Maayan, your English is a little bit better, it seems as if, than your husband's. But let's get to know the little bit of a background and then get into how the two of you actually met.
Wow. So first of all, thank you so much. We're so happy to be here and really, really appreciate it. And our time difference is crazy. By you, it's like 9:30 p.m. By us, it's 7 in the morning. And it's just amazing that we can be able to speak from India to the US. So I am from Israel, but my mom is American and my father is South African. So I grew up in an English speaking home. So that is why.
Mm,
And I am
that's why
also
your
from
English is a little bit
Israel, but
better. Okay, but
like,
you
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah,
Go
I am
ahead.
from
Sorry,
Israel.
it's your turn.
My parents coming from Tunisia, so I come from Arabic speaking home. So that's why my English not that better. But I try my best.
So, what part of Israel are you both from? What part of Israel?
I am from the south, from Netivot, which is known like the Babasali city.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I am from Beit Shemesh, which is known the American cities. No, I'm kidding, but there's lots
That's
of
true.
Americans.
That's true. That's true. So then, how did the two of you actually meet?
Oh, okay.
Great story.
So, basically, we were both living in Jerusalem, and Ash was working already for many years in this vegetarian restaurant in the Shuk in the Machane Yehuda market in Jerusalem. And I came back from like 6 months traveling in Africa, and I was looking for a job. And I came to the market, and I really like that small, like it's like a four-table, teeny vegetarian restaurant that you like work and like also cook, also clean, also do everything. And I went there, and I quickly started working there, and I met Ash.
Wow. Wow. So how? So let's say like so right away you met him. You're like, I like him. Or how about you, Ashel? We saw her right away. You're like, oh, I like her. How did it happen? How'd you ask her out?
Interesting question. So what's beautiful about this meeting that in the beginning, in the first 4 months, we've been good friends. We have
Mm,
so fun around each other, and we like the energy, and we've been so great together. But it's just stay by the friend stage, and I think this was the time that you really have the understanding without the pressure, without we are dating or we are not dating, just to know each other. And then after this time, we just felt okay, this is going somewhere. There is something much deeper than just friend feeling. So it's become deeper than that.
And I think also because we were both in a process of finding our religious life. Like I was not religious at the time. I was searching, and Ash also just started a religious yeshiva. Like he was starting to be back to being religious after many, many years. So what helped us as well was that we weren't touching each other, which was also gave us we're not from backgrounds like that. Before that, we used to touch men. We didn't show men like it wasn't something that was in our life. And besides Ash, I would hug all my friends and everything. But just Ash, we didn't touch each other at all. So that
Mm.
also for 4 months we were just friends, like with no touching, and and I think that also helped us to have a more like deeper and
Clean.
clean relationship, because we were also just like very respectful and very, yeah.
Mm. So I'm gonna ask a deep question here. First of all, I love that. I think that's beautiful. That's really a very beautiful message that you're giving over. How for 4 months, the two of you got to know each other, just each other, and there was no physicality involved, and that really enhanced a much deeper connection. And even though, and at the same time, you're both on your own personal journeys, coming back to the religion, which is very beautiful. But the question is, though, who really made the first move of the conversation and said, let's be more? Who had the guts to finally say, come on, I think there's something here? So, because that takes a lot of guts, because, right? When you have a friendship with somebody, it could go either way. Are they feeling the same way? Are they not feeling the same way? Am I going to jeopardize this friendship? It's going so well. Do I want to say something? Do I not want to say? So it really takes a lot. So I'm curious, who of the two of you actually initiated that conversation of let's take it to the next level?
So I was the guts, but it doesn't really guts when you hear the story. So there was a time like after we've been together and we've been in a concert of a friend, and after that we've been in Maayan house.
It was our first date.
Yeah, we considered as our first date, and we've been in Maayan house, and all the friends just go home, and we just stay, both of us. And I asked her, if I will ask you to marry me, you will you? And then,
It's
and
crazy. It was our first time ever speaking about this being a romantic
yeah,
relationship and not
yeah.
a friendship.
And she get the guts, and she say right away yes. And from that we start dating.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it was very crazy.
Well, wow, wow. Very,
So
very good. Right.
I'm assure myself, and I say, if I will ask you to marry me, what would you say?
He was keeping it safe.
Yeah, so it doesn't really get, but we have the gut that this is the way it's going to. So I feel free to ask that in
Right.
kind of in the first date.
But I think
But
that's
then we
beautiful.
started dating after.
And you started dating. I think it's beautiful for people to understand that
Yeah.
it's so important to have that open line of communication. If you don't express how you feel, you're never going to know, right? If you would have never made that comment, you're not going to know. You sometimes you just have to take that leap, and just do it. So now, what is it about each other that right away you liked so much? Like, Mayan, what did you like about your husband so much, right? When you met him, or what something about him attracted you so much?
Right. So to be honest, I think till today it's the same. What attracted me then, it still attracts me today. So I think that's a good sign. Is that the honesty that we were able to have from the beginning, like such deep conversations, and our communication was always really, really good. We were always able to just like from the minute that I met him, what like, okay, this is a funny story, should I say it?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the beginning, in our first, like, we were working together at the restaurant.
First shift.
So our first shift, I was very new at the restaurant, just a few days, and he said, "Why don't you put your music on? Put your phone connected to the music." So I connected my phone to the music, my phone to the music, and the music starts playing, and every single song that came up, Ash silently knew the song. He was singing the words, and he knew everything, and he was like flowing with it, like washing the dishes and singing the songs, and I was like, wow, every word for all the songs, and he's like, yeah. And then afterward, he told me, I don't really know these songs. I'm just very good at like making up and like singing along. But that's something in Ash that I really, really like that going with the flow and like just like being in the moment. And I think those two things together, also the very deep conversations and also just the fun and going with the flow. And that's how today 6 months nomads because he goes with the flow
The
and
flow,
we're
right?
able to do things like this.
And how about you? What did you
So I
see in
think
Maayan? Oh, sorry to interrupt. What do you see in Maayan?
no, no.
So first of all, joyful. I am kind of more deeper and kind of personality and more grounded, and she just coming in, and he was like a butterfly around and going and jumping and moving and full with joy and full with happiness and full with good feeling, and it was like, wow, what is this creature?
Wow, wow.
I wanna be a friend. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. I
She's
that's
the most
beautiful.
happy person I ever met.
Wow, wow. Yeah, it's nice when we could appreciate each other's qualities, something that maybe we don't have. Like you're saying that you saw this energy of hers and you didn't have that, and so you wanted to be attached to that. And then Mayan, you're saying you saw something in him,
Exactly.
like he had that duality, like he knew how to be deep, but yet he knew how to go with the flow. He had, and that was, and
Right.
I think it's so beautiful that you're saying you both see it in each other still to this day. So so now let's talk about how long did you end up dating for?
Wow, it was okay. So Ash, from the minute that he said, "If I would offer you to marry me, would you?"
Right.
It was like in our conversation all the time, and we weren't ready for it. Like we were still searching for ourselves, like still like trying to figure out what we want, I was 23, he was 30, and he was
Mm,
still just like, you know, but all the time, Ash would say like, "So when are we getting married? So when are we getting married? So when are we getting like that?" And I was like, "Leave me alone, leave me alone. I'm young. I'm only 23. Like I'm not there." And after 6 months, which was very intense 6 months. Like we were mostly all the time together. We were mostly all the time living together. We were like very intense time. Then he said I was like we were at a sweat lodge.
Hmm.
I don't know if you know what a sweat lodge is, but it's like basically it's like this schwitzing thing that you sit all together and schwitz and take out your toxins. Nothing romantic or anything. And we were just getting ready for it. And I went out of the bathroom, and then Ash said to me, "Okay, now would you get married?" And I just looked at him, and I said, "Yeah, yes, I would." And we hugged and we cried and it was exciting. And then we went into Schwitz and it was like, and then
I need.
you went on your knee, did you?
Yes.
Yeah, you went on your knee, yeah.
I do it many times.
But all the time it was on your knee, so
Yes.
um, so it wasn't anything like you know, it wasn't a story that we can tell the grandkids and be proud of it, but it's hysterical because we went in and then we go out and then we're like, are we engaged now? Are we like what? And I said, yeah, I think so, yeah. And I was like, you think so? Or like, can I tell my friends? Can I tell my family? Like, what do you mean you think so? Like, I got like, oh my God. And he's like, well, relax. I've asked you a million times to get, like, yeah, I'm fine, we're engaged. I'm like, yeah, but I want to tell my sister at least. He's like, fine, you can tell your sister. And it was just the weirdest thing. Like, it was just hilarious. So we got engaged after 6 months, basically. And then
wow.
after 6 months later, we got married.
Very nice. Where'd you get married? In Israel?
In Jerusalem.
In Yerushalayim. Very
We
nice.
just it's also a very nice story. He basically want to get married like a social wedding. We didn't like all the concept of people come and get checks and
Right.
fancy wedding and all that stuff. We say no, this is not for us. So we find some nice place in the Nachlaot. We ask the owners if we can get married there, and then we decide that we're gonna do some gardening, walking over there, and in return we're gonna get the place to get married. And our our friend helped with all the decoration and the helping, and we find everything that we need very very cheap, very very fast, and everybody make their own food basically. It's like
Mm.
was a potluck wedding, so
Potluck
it was
wedding. I
very
love
very
that.
us. It was very very special.
It was
I love-
amazing.
It was
It was
amazing.
it was on a Friday, and everybody's present was their food. No one was supposed to bring presents or money or anything. It
Right.
was just their energy and their food, and it was a very, very beautiful, beautiful wedding.
It was 10,000 shekels wedding, including everything.
Wow.
It was amazing.
It's amazing. So now, when did you guys get married? How long ago? How many years ago?
Almost 6.
Almost 6 years ago. Okay, so now let's transition into this nomad thing. When did that all happen?
Basically, right after we just
Oh,
get
yeah?
married, and 2 months later, we take a flight and we land up in Thailand.
Thailand.
Wow. Did you plan on that?
So
Like,
well,
was this like a discussion between the two of you that this is what I want to do?
so
Yeah.
he actually was bothering me to make my dream come true, because when I met him, I was like, oh no, I was on my way to go be like a nomad for many years. I was planning to do it by myself. And then when I met Ash, I was like, I can't start a serious relationship right now because I'm on my way to do this thing. And then when I met him, I was like, okay, are we going to do it together? And Ash was like, full on, yeah, we're going to do it together. So we planned that right after the wedding we are going to go to this crazy adventure that we're on basically till today.
Wow. So then I
Mm.
have to ask you, Mayan, where does this desire come from to be this nomadic lifestyle? Where did it all start?
I It started from just like, I like traveling, I like experiencing, I like seeing cultures and different places, and but it quickly became something deeper than that, that I just really enjoy the experience of all the time being open, and trusting Hashem that He's guiding us to new adventures and new places, and everything is always going to be exactly where I need to be at the same, like exactly at the time that I need to be, and it became just something very, very strong and deep in our emunah. It's like we believe that we don't know where we're going next. Even now, we have a baby who's a year and a half. We don't know exactly what we're doing now in this 6 months until we come back to Bethalev, where we are now. But we have like this trust in Hashem that He will guide us and He will tell us exactly what we need to do. And it's something that we've sort of just became addicted to.
Hmm.
Kind of, yeah. For me, for me, I don't like move so much and all that stuff and see views and all that stuff. It's not for me. But what is it for me? It's like the things of like you do something somewhere and then you finish everything. You put your backup
Back.
backpack on yourself and you just starting something new. So there is something very very special about it. And also, as you know about all these Hasidic stories about the old Hasidic was going around between the cities and between the villages and do some stuff. So this is for me like the same. For me, like I don't know if there is some Jews who say bracha in this place or put a feeling on that road on something like that. It's very very connected to our spiritual path, and we're feeling just we're going around the world and just spreading Judaism and spreading mitzvot and spreading whatever Hashem wants us to do there. So it's kind of shlichut, just
Wow.
being around.
Wow, beautiful. So how often do you move?
So now,
In the beginning, we was
yeah,
moving a lot, and now we are more kind of staying in some place and understanding what our shlichut over there, and we try to do it, and then we feel it's finished, we move on. The last year we start Bethalev, which is the kind of Jewish home in India, in Varkala, in South India, and this is now it's like for us like a home because we need to do it every year. We need to be here 6 months.
we choose to be there. Nobody's sending us or anything.
Yes,
I
we choose
got
to
that. I
be
got
here.
that.
Yes. So we come with this idea. We come and open it in our 10 fingers. but it's also give us like 6 months of stability and 6 months of nomading. So I think it's
Wow.
quite a good balance.
Yeah, probably, especially for the children, no? Now that there are children involved. When it was just the two of you, it probably was a little different.
Right.
Exactly.
We even noticed it in like the little things that she now has, like Ode now has, like she knows she goes into the shower and to sleep, and it's like very, very organized. And she knows, even though our life here at Bethalev is like, we have like every evening 30, 40 travelers, and there's a lot of like going on, and there's a lot of action, but still she has a very organized structure for her day, which when we're nomading around is not always so possible to be so organized and structured. So there
Uh,
is good things to 6 months not moving, but we're also very looking forward to this week. We're tomorrow actually. We're back to putting our backpack on our back. So
oh,
we are really looking forward to it as well.
so you're gonna be moving starting tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yes.
tomorrow we're moving.
Tomorrow we're moving.
Wow. Where are you moving to tomorrow? I didn't catch that. If you said it, I didn't catch it.
So tomorrow we're moving to El Salvador.
Wow. Okay.
We
Now,
have like we have an over 40-hour
Yeah.
trip from one end of the world to the other.
wow, wow.
So
How do you
over
decide?
over
How do you
there.
decide where to go?
So that's the thing. So we just let Hashem let us know. And the last Purim, we just go to El Salvador for traveling, and by Ashgacha, we end up into this very special Gerim community in 1 hour from San Salvador, from the capital. And it was like a magic. It's like go back like 100 years. Uh, and it was like something very very special. This community, they was like Christian for many many generations, and basically there was Anusim, they first to become Christians, but they keep some um, stuff like Jewish stuff with their Christian way of living. And then in the last years, just as a community, they realized that they are different, and they figured out that they are Jews, and they all 200 members, they all get converted together.
Wow,
Orthodoxly and everything by Alpha.
Yeah.
wow, wow,
So we've been there last Purim, and now we feel okay. We need to be there for Pesach, and we
wow.
and we feel how much joy and light we bring them when we're there, because for them is the Israeli people, the people that come from Israel to be with us. For them, it's like you can see how it's just this idea uplifting them, and you say, okay, this is the place to be on Pesach.
Wow, wow, that sounds beautiful. So now let's get into the Instagram. What made you decide to do the Instagram account?
Wow. So basically, I would say that it's been for quite a while on Instagram, right? But only in the past 6 months, I actually started like getting into the Instagram. I'm the one who's in charge of it, but Ash is full on in it. But I'm the one that like does it.
Management.
And
Mm-hmm.
it was because we are shlichim, like in every essence and everything that we do, we are shlichim. And we felt that in order to get to a wider audience,
Mm-hmm.
we need to also share that on the platform that the modern world is in, which
Right.
is like Instagram and all of that. So we started sharing our Jewish life and our Jewish nomad life, and Baruch Hashem, we've seen that there's so many people that are interested, and also because we see that we know that we are different because of our religious journey and how we grow into what we do. And also, there's not many Jewish nomads out there. So
Right.
we realize that it's something that's important to share.
Mm.
So,
So whether through the Instagram account or through this lifestyle, what was been the most challenging part for you, you would say?
um, so I think in the Instagram, first it was first to find how to showcase ourselves in the most authentic way, and how to do it, and how to also not be too much consumed into it, and also not too pressurized by what's going on around, and to stay real. I think
Mm-hmm.
that was something that we were both a, a little bit like cautious and like scared on when we started Instagram, but we feel like that's something that we're slowly being able to actually portray ourselves and bring ourselves into it. And I would say right now in our lifestyle, we have basically two things. We have Bethalev, which is
Mm-hmm.
an open home 24/7 for travelers, for Jewish travelers. So it's all the time being around people and being around community. So it's always finding the balance between being around people and being all the time around with community, and also finding ourselves, like time for ourselves, for our personal selves, for our family, I think. Right. And when we're nomading around, it's also finding the balance between moving and going and doing, and also staying and grounding. And so there's a lot of work all the time.
Right.
You need all the time breathe the situation and understand what is the best, and yeah, find the balance between being free and between being committed for something.
Right. I have a question for you. When you talk about the Beit Halev, how do you secure, or how do you keep yourself safe? You never know who these people are sometimes that are coming into your home. How do you like gauge if somebody's okay to host them?
Yeah,
Good question.
it's a good question actually, and most of the time, if they are Israeli, if they are Hebrew speaking, and you know, Israel used to be when I was grow up. Israel was to be like all the doors open, everything
Right.
going from here to there. It's a little bit changed now, but still there is this feeling of secure that everything is okay. So this is things that we're trying to do in here. We didn't close our doors. Everything is open. It's like in a village, and we just trust Hashem and trust the Ashgacha that just the people who need to come will come, and that's what's happened till now.
Mm, I hear. But I just feel like when you have children, you have to be extra precaution. You have to take extra precaution when you have the children, and so on and so forth.
Yes,
Who are you exposing them to? What are they exposed to? Because sometimes these people that come
Yeah,
around, you don't know where they're from. So I was just, wondering
right.
that,
if you ever had
that's
to
right.
say no to anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have very clear boundaries. If we're really talking about like children, we have very clear boundaries. We don't allow them to show her phones, music, like different things that we don't want her to. She doesn't touch screens. Like that is something that we're very, we tell the travelers we have like our boundaries, and it's
Good.
very respected because it's like we are open to you in every essence. So come and be open to us back. So we feel that most of the time it's very respected, but also the main house is open and we live right behind the main house.
Ah,
So we have our own area. So the main house, we've actually woken up in the morning and we've had people in the main house who just came, travelers who needed a place, and they came and they felt comfortable enough to make themselves coffee. And we woke up and there were already travelers in the home. And for us, it's actually something that we really love to see, but it is more comfortable that we're not in the house, that we're
right.
that we're outside the house, and we're able to have like, and also I think for the travelers, they feel more comfortable that they're not waking up someone, or that they can stay and
Mm,
make noise till late because nobody's actually in the house. And yeah.
and
okay.
also we are feeling as a shlichim that there's nothing to do. You're more exposed, you're more around, you're more out there, and you are just trust Hashem that everything will be for good, and you're kind of how to say, משגע.
השגחה.
Yeah, you kind of Hashem. We think that we have extra ashgacha from Hashem because what we are doing, because you can't
Hmm,
really be fully
right.
secure when you're all the time around people and people from other background and different energy and different outlook and all that stuff. So you really really try to just okay, I do my best and I feel protect.
I hear. Do yours, and then Hakadosh Baruch will do the rest. Um, so do you have a goal, like for how long you want to be nomadic for? Do you have like in mind, like X amount of years?
No, not really.
How long is
We put it in trust in Hashem, and right now we don't see a different other lifestyle. Like we don't see it
Okay,
changing in any close time.
near future.
We're very open to
Okay.
everything, but we feel that Bethalev is now something that we're working on for many years to
Oh,
come. So we'll always have 6 months in India, and the other 6 months we don't know. But in the meantime, we're very, very happy with how it is,
okay.
and we're not looking to change it.
yeah?
I see. In a way, it's good because at least you have those 6 months of stability, a little bit. I guess that you could look at it like that. But how about
It just
you ever
started.
get to go home back
It's
to
our
Israel
first
to visit
time.
family? Oh, it's your first time.
Yeah.
Do you go
Yes.
back home to visit family?
We've been twice since we started.
Okay. Okay.
Since our baby joined us, so it was much more important for us to to come back home and be with family. Something that we are now we say, okay, we must to be there at least once 6 months, once a year to be with family.
Yeah, family's important. So now I ask all my guests this
Very.
question. All the guests, this is the question that they all seem to love. I like to end it off with this cute one. If you could think of a song or a movie or a book that would best describe your relationship, what would it be? It doesn't have to be all three. It could just be one of them that would definitely describe you guys.
So
So
I'm sure we're thinking about the same thing.
yeah,
Oh, let me hear. I love
so
that. I love when a couple say they're thinking about the same thing. I love that.
Say it at the same time,
yeah.
and we'll see. Okay. And one, two, three.
Adava.
Hey!
So that's a song. That's a song. I don't even know that song. Tell me who sings that song.
It's an Hebrew songs of Eviatar Banai, and this song is just released very close to when we are start traveling, and we
Uh-huh.
just stick into our journey, and we learn to do it on the guitar, and it's become and it's become part of our journey. We kind of that's what it is. It's
What's the
just
name?
describe
What's the
our
name? It describes you guys. What's the name of the song?
Dava, Tova love.
Okay, you want to translate that for the audience, so just in case they don't understand.
Yeah.
Um,
Until we find the love. Until we find the love.
Till you find the love. Very
Yeah.
nice. Very, very
Yeah.
beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And
Yeah.
I love when you did that, Maayan. Let's do it 1, 2, 3 and see if we say it at the same time.
I
So,
I feel 6 years married. I think we have a lot already that we think at the same.
Yeah.
so beautiful. Is there anything that you want to share with everybody, before we say goodbye? Anything that we maybe didn't discuss, you want to make sure that you get said that you feel is important?
So I just want to share one little story that just happened to us like a week ago, something like that, and I think it's very important for give people inspiration. So we've been in the beach. We are in the beach town. We've been in a beach, and we just was walking on the beautiful twilight time. We just walking on the beach, and I just walked a little bit ahead of Mayan and Ode, and then she told me, hey, look back, and I just look back, and I see my footsteps on the sand. He says, see such, uh, just look, what beautiful is it? How beautiful it looked like. And I just went over there and I see, wow, it was beautiful. It was like a big line of footsteps. And just in 1 minute after, a big wave just came and washed it all. And it was like such a surrealistic things to see, and just right away connect to this is our life as a human being in this world. We just here, we do beautiful footsteps, and then once just smashed away and we're starting something new or not starting nothing, we don't really know what's gonna happen. So my advice is just make the beautiful footsteps that you can do, and
Right.
try to do it with chesed and with netina and with everything that you feel that really feel you, because it's just it's finished like that quickly. So let's do something meaningful with our time. This is my
Yeah.
really inspiration moment.
Mm. That's a beautiful message, you
Yeah.
know? It's the idea that you want to make an imprint on the world. You want to make an impact on the world. And you want it to be a positive one. But also we also need to realize that how quickly things we do or say can be washed away. Um, so it's so important to make that imprint and that
Yes.
impact on another human being. And then that's probably what the two of you do
Yes.
so
So let's.
beautifully. You know, with Bethalev, you've
Yeah.
impacted so many lives, opening up your home, the hospitality, saying such beautiful words, being a true shaliach of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And it's been such an honor to speak to both of you and meet you. And
Thank
if
you.
you ever do your nomadic path to America, you'll let me know. And
We are
it,
coming. We're coming.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's on
after
our agenda. Yeah.
we will be in touch.
Okay, then you'll be in touch with me for sure. But if there's anybody wants to reach
Yeah.
out to you, what's the best way to reach the two of you? Is there an email or is it Instagram? What's the best way to contact you?
So of course we have an growing Instagram, which is also where we feel that we are shlichim, and it's an amazing community that we're very honored to be a part of. So the Jewish Nomads on Instagram, and we appreciate and love everyone that follows us, and we try our best to answer everyone.
Yes.
And also we have a site for Bethalev, BETHALEV.org, which is a site that you can also read about Bethalev and donate to Bethalev and be a part of this amazing thing. And yeah, that's the two best ways I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. This was such an honor and a
You're
pleasure. I'm so
welcome.
glad you're part of season 10, the dynamic duos. Ah,
Amazing.
such an honor.
Mm.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You are the sweetest, and we really appreciate your time and everything.
Yeah.
Ah, my pleasure, my pleasure.
For us it was like it's like was like tikkun zugi, to being together. And all the other podcasts we just speak about our journey and our what we're doing here and what we're gonna do next and how do we influence and all that stuff. And with you it was like focusing on our in the beginning on
Relationship.
our relationship and how do we met and all that stuff. And it was like beautiful. It was amazing.
Oh,
Every
thank
couple needs to refresh those moments.
Yeah.